Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Bonnie back with another video. So I have been saying on my last couple videos that I am going to talk about what it was like working at the Grand Canyon North Rim, so that's what today's video is going to be about. You can see behind me we have finally gotten some snow in Alaska. I am inside, but I'm kind of hanging out by the window so you can see the pretty white stuff outside, just I am inside enjoying the warmth instead of out there. But I worked at the Grand Canyon North Rim for about 6 weeks. I was there from approximately the beginning of September to mid-October. I did that this year, so 2019, and I really enjoyed it. The housing was just your standard dormitory style. They had up to 3 people in a room, just one room, 3 beds, 3 dressers, one bathroom shared in each bedroom. So that, wasn't anything great, but it worked. It was decent. And the job itself, I was working as a prep pantry cook, so like the cold line, the cold buffet, cutting a lot of like fruits and vegetables, stuff like that. Used a deli slicer, just super basic stuff like that. Well, if you have kitchen experience, it's pretty basic. I found it to be simple because I've done all these things before. If you haven't done that, it might be a little challenging, but it's something you can definitely get the hang of fairly simply. One thing I liked was there was a lot of overtime available. Pretty much anytime I wanted overtime, I could. I was pretty regularly working 50 to 60 hours a week just because I was like, you know what? I'm only here for 6 weeks. I might as well stack up as much money as I can. So that was nice that I really was able to save as much as I could realistically expect to save at a seasonal job in 6 weeks, just because I could get as much overtime as possible. Another cool thing about the North Rim is you're gonna fly into Vegas. Vegas is the city nearby. If you are at all a partier at all, and I'm really not a partier, but I mean, Vegas was right there. So, yeah, it was fun. It was that itself was a good time. So that was definitely enjoyable, definitely a good experience, especially if you're young and just wanting to experience the world. You might want to spend a summer where you're about a three, maybe it was a 4 hour drive from Vegas. I don't know. It really was not that far. You do, so the Grand Canyon is in Arizona, and then you have to drive through Utah and then into Nevada. And when you say it that way, it sounds like it's so far, but it really wasn't a long drive. It really was the closest big city. I was way closer to Vegas than Phoenix, even though I was in Arizona. So it was pretty cool. That was a really awesome experience to me. I'd never been to Vegas before. I still have not done a lot of the crazy Vegas stuff. There definitely is still some stuff on my like Vegas to-do list, I guess you could say. But overall, it was super fun just walking around the city, seeing the craziness that is Vegas. I distinctly remember there was a man who was skateboarding. He had very, very long dreadlocks and he was ukuleleing while skateboarding down the street. And I just saw him and I smiled and I said, I don't know what that man's doing. I don't know what his life is like, but that's what I aspire to be because you've got it going on if you are ukuleleing while skateboarding in the middle of the city. So yeah, the North Run overall was great. I made some of the best friends I've made at a seasonal job so far, and overall, I just couldn't recommend it enough. I got over a lot of my fears. I got to see the Grand Canyon for the first time, which I had never done, so that was awesome. I rode a mule. I was really scared to go into the canyon, so I decided I was just gonna do a mule ride and have my mule take me in. And I was super scared. I kept telling my mule Gus that I hoped he didn't kill me, but by the end of it, me and Gus were really good friends. He took good care of me. Um, what else did I do? Oh, there was a cliff. It was called Employee Rock where everyone went. It was this like it was on the trail, but it was kind of one of those spots you had to know you were looking for it to find it. And all the employees would go there, we would hang out, it was a good time, watch the sunset, that kind of stuff. And it took me the better part of the whole time I was there, easily 4 weeks, maybe even 5 weeks. Like it took me the majority of the time I was there to get on it. But once I did, it really helped me get over my fear of heights, because like I was like literally shaking when I would try to get on it. But then I also just had this awesome view, this incredible view of the Grand Canyon that I didn't see at any of those like spots where they had like all the like ropes and the like, you know, the like touristy spots that they like show you to go to. Like it was just such a better view, and it was really cool to use that to get over my fear of heights and then to see something so rewarding and beautiful. So if you have not been to the Grand Canyon, if you haven't spent a lot of time and like really gotten to enjoy it, I would highly recommend it, because it was seriously one of the best experiences I've ever had, and I was absolutely terrified of heights, and I really feel like that helped me force myself to get over it, and now I just want to go find my next adventure and my next thing to conquer, and we will see where it goes from there. So that is my overall view of the Grand Canyon North Rim being an employee. It was pretty good. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment box below. I'm sure I forgot to mention something that you're curious about what it was like as an employee. But overall, I really enjoyed the experience, and I would really highly recommend it. So if you are looking for a seasonal summer job, that might be something you want to consider. It does have a fairly long season. It's like May to October, so it's like 5 or 6 months. So a little bit longer than what I'm used to, but some people like that, especially if you do typically do a ski resort in the winter, because then you can go back from a resort straight to there and not have a big gap in between, which might be something that you enjoy. So I think that is it. I'm going to end this video here. Like I said, comment below if you have any questions. Give it a thumbs up if this helped you at all, and I will talk to you guys again soon.